What's up, guys? In this video, I'll be talking about why I think that everyone should be hyped about the new League of Legends fighting game. Honestly, I'm so surprised this upcoming game isn't getting as much attention as some of Riot's other projects, but let's go ahead and get into it. So in case you didn't know, Riot Games recently announced the development of an upcoming fighting game in the League of Legends universe, codenamed Project L. The announcement took place first at the EVO World Championships, which is the biggest fighting game tournament in the world.
I want to be able to let people in on maybe like the worst kept secret in the universe, which is I can confirm that we are working on a fighting game for Riot.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You okay?
Steve, this is Riot 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So hold on.
So everyone in pretty much the entire fighting game community saw this announcement. However, it didn't really seem to generate nearly the amount of hype that I expected, and after the fact, I think I realized why. Let me explain. To tell the whole story, we gotta go way back to 2015 with the release of a little game called Rising Thunder. At the time, this was a brand new, free-to-play fighting game where you'd play as fighting robots and beat the shit out of each other. Except the game put an interesting twist on the traditional fighting game formula. Instead of doing input commands for special moves such as your fireballs, dragon punches, etc., the game scrapped that whole system and had buttons for each special move. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the game was designed to be played on a keyboard. Basically, this game was designed to be ultra accessible to anyone trying to get their feet wet in the fighting game genre. This all sounds pretty great for the fighting game community to grow, but a lot of older fighting game players nostalgic of arcade cabinets didn't like the fact that getting rid of input command specials made the game quote-unquote too easy. The interesting part is that a large part of the fighting game community is made up of these old-fashioned type of players and lacks a more casual mainstream audience that would be more receptive to this increase in accessibility. However, a more accessible game could lead to a large influx of new fighting game players. Fighting games as a genre do not get nearly the amount of mainstream attention that they deserve, and some of it is in part due to the small technical barrier of inputting command specials. But there are so many other elements that contribute to the infinite depth of fighting games without intimidating newcomers. There's adaptation, mind games, mix-ups, matchup experience, the mental game. When a new player learns about all the intricacies of these things, they get to discover new tools and strategies without spending monotonous hours in training mode. Another reason fighting games don't get much mainstream attention is because of a lackluster online experience.
It's too laggy, I can't do anything.
Not only was Rising Thunder a super accessible game, it also had the best online netcode of any fighting game. This is because the game was created by Tom and Tony Cannon, the co-founders of the EVO World Championships, who developed GGPO, which is a robust solution for online fighting games using rollback netcode. You're probably wondering why I keep talking about Rising Thunder. It's because in 2016, Riot Games purchased Rising Thunder, and the game was cancelled and never officially released outside of alpha. Fast forward 3 or so years, and Riot finally announced the development of Project L. Not only is this game going to have GGPO, the amazing rollback netcode solution for fighting games, but also have arguably one of the best IPs for a fighting game possible. As far as Riot's track record goes, they always put out a quality, polished game with support for the foreseeable future. Not to mention that Riot is one of the best companies when it comes to supporting their games competitively. We can probably expect official organized events and probably even official online events because the netcode is that good. With all these awesome features in the League of Legends IP, coupled with the increased accessibility we expect to see, I don't think it's unfeasible to say that Project L could reach a mainstream audience for fighting games. Hopefully we get to see a new golden age of fighting games and a huge amount of new players to the community with Project L at the forefront.
The reason why we did Rising Thunder in the first place was because we felt like fighting games just deserve to be enjoyed by way more people. Like, as big as things are, we think it has the potential to get bigger.
Right.
So step one was we made a little indie fighting game, and we learned a lot there. And at Riot, what we're really trying to do is make something that players here can really be proud of, right? That everyone here will feel like, yeah, this was made for me.